Your worship is the most valuable possession you own. It should not be given away lightly, and it certainly should not be given away to any pretender or false gods, no matter how many people are lined up at their altar. As Christians, we are to be fearless in worship, dedicated to bringing our sacrifice to the one and only God, no matter the cost. And there is a cost. It's generally measured in terms of intimidation and rejection from popular culture. This is something Daniel and his friends found out in the book of Daniel. Now, this may be a story you've probably heard plenty of times, but that's why the Bible is so great. You can read it over and over again, and something new will show up that you've never seen before. So in the book of Daniel, there are three friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The king had set up a golden statue of himself and commanded everyone to bow down and worship it. However, these three friends were true to God and refused to do so. When the king heard of this, he was furious and demanded that the friends be brought before him. He gave them one last chance to bow down and worship. If they refused, they would be thrown into a blazing furnace. The king questioned them about what God could save them from his wrath. That's where we pick up our scripture today. It's in Daniel chapter 3, verses 16 through 18. It says, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. If you continue to read the story, you would see that God did indeed save them from the fire. They refused to bow down and worship the king's golden statue, and they were rewarded with their very lives for their devotion to the one and only God. Would you have had the courage to do the same thing? The current of worship in the world today generally flows in the direction of self. The only ones willing to swim against the current are those who are captivated by another love, a higher passion. A revelation of the actual worthiness of God is a compelling force and brings courage to resist the culture of today. Have you had that kind of revelation? Do you see how worthy God is of your worship? If not, ask God to open the eyes of your heart. Ask him to show you his awesomeness. Ask him to captivate your heart and keep your affections on him alone. And when that happens, may you be fearless in the fire.